You see people your age buying houses. You see people making money online. You see investors making huge returns overnight. One of the most dangerous things in personal finance is feeling that you're behind. Suddenly, long-term wealth building becomes too slow for you. You become impatient. When people feel behind, patience starts to feel like failure. You start looking for the next big stock. You start looking at cryptos. You fall for crypto scams potentially. You start looking at day trading strategies. You're going against your whole long-term passive investing strategy, which I talk about so much on this channel. You're desperate. You get desperate, or you're impatient. That's what it is. You're not greedy. I know you're not greedy. It's desperation. There's nothing wrong with wanting more. I think that's one thing that makes us human, is wanting more. But you've got to control your desperation and your impatience. Most financial disasters start with the belief that one decision will change and fix everything. But wealth usually doesn't grow in massive leaps like that. It grows just slowly through repetition and over time. That's the truth. The turtle wins the race. That is so true in this context. So true. Like I said, I get the feeling of wanting to accelerate things. You're an ambitious person. I get that. Long-term mindsets feels too slow for you. But like I've said so many times, wealth building takes time. A massive part of it is emotional control. It's not about getting rich. It's about becoming stable internally. So this is what you can do, okay? What you can do is start early. Like I said, time is your best friend when it comes to long-term passive investing. So the earlier you start, the more wealth you're going to build over time. That's a simple concept, isn't it? But if you start as early as possible, if you start today instead of 5 years' time, you can calculate that. You can calculate that yourself, how much money, that in difference, you will have earned in that 5 years. And it might not look much between year 0 and year 5, but from year 25 to 30, it's a massive difference when compound interest starts to factor in. So just have that in your mind when these doubts start coming in. Another thing is invest regularly. Because maybe you go through 6 months of investing passively in an index fund, in an ETF, but maybe the markets are down or the returns aren't as high as you want to feel that level of excitement, because you're seeing online some traders made, I don't know, 100% in a couple of days, but we're looking at 10% over a year, so you don't get that level of excitement. So after 6 months of doing it passively, you might start thinking, oh, should I just start looking at individual stocks, forget those big gains? No, don't do that. That goes against your whole principle of the long-term investing. Passively, you don't have the facilities to research these stocks. Even the biggest asset management companies that have these equity research analysts that are highly compensated, they don't always get it right either. The biggest hedge funds don't always like, sometimes they underperform the S&P 500, for example. So passive investing is still a very good option for you. A lot of people would say it's the best option for them, because they don't have to do the work. It's just passive, and the returns are very stable over a 10-year period on average. And investing regularly will allow you to compound your returns, and that's the biggest factor when it comes to long-term investing. So if you go through 6 months and you have this feeling of, oh, I want more returns, just turn that off. Think about the long run. Keep investing regularly. And don't go off course. What you want to be the plain Jane. To those who have also played football, you must know that one football player who is just that standard player that works hard. He's that engine. He doesn't wear the flashy boots. He tucks his shirt in, wears his socks at the right height. Just that guy. I feel like you know who I'm talking about. Be that guy. Be that guy. I don't think I have to really explain myself there. I feel like you understand what I'm saying. Ambitious people are vulnerable to this trap, like I said, because slow progress feels uncomfortable, and that impatience is expensive. Because the markets punish desperation. You might hear stories of people that do trading and they feel like they've got their strategy locked down, so they'll put twice as much money in next time to get double the returns. And it's funny because it's almost as if the markets feel like they can sense something. They have this other sense of desperation, of wanting more, because as soon as you put that extra amount in, people who build long-lasting wealth don't try to win quickly. It's just about staying in the game. Because the biggest financial advantage is just simply not blowing up. Stick to the plan. Trust the process, stick to the course, and just focus on... I spent too much time yapping then, lost space on the memory card. So yeah, I'm just going to wrap things up then. I just want to say that, People who want to build long-lasting wealth, they don't try to win quickly. That's basically what I'm trying to say. It's just about staying in the game. Because the biggest financial advantage is just by simply not blowing up. So, control desperation. Don't be impatient. Stick to the plan. And respect your future self. Now in 5 years, you'll either be glad you started today, or you'll be trying to explain why you didn't. Time's ticking.